Yeah, so actually once we got, I would say, south of Independence, we're on 75 and we're about 6 miles north of Dry Ridge right now. That's where the road started to change. So here's what we're seeing outside right now. And you can tell that every lane, it's not, initially it was really just the left lane was snow covered, but now all 3 of these lanes have snow on them. And the problem with this snow, of course, as you mentioned, it's very cold outside. Every bit of the snow that's falling is sticking. Yeah, so during the 3 o'clock hour, we pretty much stayed in Dry Ridge. So now we've gotten back on 75 south and we're heading toward Williamstown here in Grant County. And the ramp there that you saw before when Tricia was talking over it was definitely not cleared, had not been touched, and that was pretty slick. Chris Lower, who's driving the vehicle, has slid a couple of times. Of course, everybody going pretty slow. Well, we are live in Williamstown here in Grant County, where the snow is still coming down and it is sticking to the roads and especially the sidewalks. I'll have a live report coming up. Yeah, so we are here in Williamstown. We were in Dry Ridge earlier, kind of found our way over here to Williamstown and kind of this downtown area. We found a couple brave souls that are out here shoveling. It is very cold, but Josh here in his shorts, he says he likes to be cold, so he's embracing the cold. And they said, and then this is Victor, dressed more appropriately, by the way, but they said this is actually easy to shovel snow, right? You're having a good time?
Yes, ma'am. It's very easy snow to shovel.
Yeah, now I said it's not really good snowball making snow, and he proved me wrong, made a snowball, and they were in like a little bit of a squabble, if you will. Is this the first time you had to shovel snow this season?
Yes, I think this is the first time it snowed in this area this year.
Do you like the snow, or how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I definitely love the snow. I originally come from Florida, so I always like to see snow.
Yeah, it's a pretty snow, right? It's nice and easy falling down. Now, Victor, you're dressed more appropriately. Do you like the cold, or how do you feel about the snow?
Yeah, I like it. I more like to look at it more than playing it.
Yeah, and it's just enough. It's it's going to end later this evening. Not too bad, right, guys? Yeah,
exactly.
And the car is pretty easy to get off the cars too. Have you guys tried that yet?
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not so
And
much.
people are getting along just fine out here too, right? Yeah. You guys gonna just shovel this and then go back inside for the rest of the night?
Yeah, we'll just finish this up and then go inside and eat dinner later tonight.
Okay, sounds great. Good luck, guys. Have fun. So yeah, here in Grant County, where we've been most of the evening, this is about what you're seeing. It's probably an inch or less, but it's still coming down. And I mentioned here, Chris, I'm going to kind of do this little thing. It's a pretty light and fluffy snow. It's pretty easy to remove, but now that is kind of slick. So just be careful if you're out here in any kind of area across the region for the rest of tonight and into early tomorrow morning. Just keep in mind that refreeze could become an issue. But we are on Route 25, and of course, as you can tell here, these roads are still covered in some of that snow. The whole thing was once we got basically south of Independence on 75, that's when we started to see that snow cover, and that's exactly what we've seen as we've made our way through parts of Grant County, and even on 75 where we just were, it is still pretty snow covered.
Hi, Ashley, what's going on?
Hey Steve, we are here in Crittenden, and my friend Harper over here, she's 5 years old, and when there is snow, you are likely to find the people that love it the most are the kids. So Harper here is going to show me. Harper, can you make a snowball? Is it like good snowball making snow or not so much? She's been trying to demonstrate it here. You see there's plenty of leaves though, because the snow isn't enough to cover up the leaves. So, all right, let's see. Oh, no. It appears the answer is no, but Harper's going to try. That's for sure. Here in Crittenden, there is a good amount of snow on the ground, definitely enough to cover the roads. It is a light, fluffy snow, as we said. It's like getting lost when she throws it at me. But these kids are going to find a way to have fun. It is slick, I tell you what, especially on these roads that have been untreated. There are several people getting rid of the snow on their streets and driveways as well. But Harper's going to keep trying to make that snow in a snowball. Even if it's not the best snowball making snow, we're going to try and make it work. Yeah, so we are here in Crittenden. We're actually just in front of the Crittenden City building, and this is a sidewalk. Not that you would really know because, of course, it hasn't been cleared yet. There is a decent amount of snow here in Crittenden. I tell you what, we were over at Harper's house earlier, if you were with us, and they had enough snow that they were trying to make a snowman or some snowballs. It wasn't working very well, but the parents were out there clearing the snow off of the driveway. I want to show you what kind of snow it is. It is that light and fluffy snow. It's not hard to get rid of, if you just use a broom perhaps, and it doesn't compact very well, and that's that's why it's hard to kind of make snowball making snow or making a snowman, something like that. But I tell you what, by tomorrow, once we see kind of that melting and then the refreezing, that could definitely turn into a bigger issue than what we have out here right now. Here on the road, and you can see these cars going by, definitely at a slower clip, but those roads are definitely icy beneath all of that snow. So that's something to also be aware of. When we've been on 75 throughout this evening, we've also encountered kind of the same situation where there's still plenty of snow there on the road. As I mentioned over there at the last neighborhood, you could still see the leaves. The snow isn't covering that much of the grass just yet, but it is definitely enough to cause some issues out here on the roads. So take it slow, and it's still falling, as you can tell as well. Yeah, now we have made it to Covington, and I tell you what, on 75, once we were north of Walton, it almost like flipped a switch, and the roads were mostly just wet at that point. And that's exactly what we're seeing here in Covington as well, kind of in the residential area here off of Main Strasse, and the roads are just wet where they have been treated. Of course, underneath these cars, if they haven't been moved, there's still some of that snow that you can see, and the sidewalks are still snowy, but the snow has come to an end as far as the falling snow. And so that's good news. If you get out and kind of clear it off now, then you'll be good for tomorrow morning.